Hello there, and welcome to another Ramble review. And today we're looking at Doom 64 for PS4. The plot here is I don't fucking know. All I know is you're a space marine and you're shooting shit that is from hell. I assume if you're going by the Doom logic. Besides that, there's not much in game that tells you what the hell's going on besides some tech spots after you reach certain levels, but it's still not very fucking clear at all. So if you come in here for story, you're not really getting it. Now, if you come in here for gameplay, that's what you're getting, and it's fucking fun. The game is more in line, I guess you could say, with the classic Doom in the sense of when it comes to the gunplay and aiming. You don't have free aim; you just shoot, and if like there's a demon above a height, the bullets will magically just go there and hit them. You have a shit ton of guns to choose from. You got your shotgun, you got, of course, your super shotgun, you got your laser guns, you got your chain guns, you got your little pew pew pistol, and of course, you got the BFG, which is not as powerful as other BFGs that I ran into the series. This one's kind of weak. There is also a special gun that I think only appeared in Doom 64. It's like this laser gun and stuff like that, which is pretty weak unless you find the secret levels and get like an item and stuff to make it more. Speaking of levels, there are about 40, but that's counting like 4 secret levels because of course there's secret levels in this. The Lost level expansion that was added just for this port, so like the PS4, the Switch port. So when this version was released, this was specifically released for this version, which are called the Lost levels, which connects to like the current Doom, like the 2016 Doom and the Doom Eternal. It gives like a text. Again, I read the text. I don't really know how the fuck it connects to it, but apparently it does. And there's also like these fun levels that you can't really find. You gotta enter passwords, which this game also has. It has the passwords from the previous versions. So if you want to use a password to go to a certain level, to unlock cheats and so on and so forth, then you can. When it comes to cheats though, if you want like achievements and trophies and stuff, you can't turn them on. The game will cancel them out. So that's just a reminder, and the game tells you to. That's the reason I know. But yeah, back to the gunplay itself. It's actually very fucking smooth and fast. The character moves pretty briskly. So even though this game is, when it comes to like the presentation and everything, it reminds me more of Doom 3, which was more little slower paced, more spooky and dark and atmospheric compared to the classic and like the 2016 Doom, which are more like do 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 do, like hard metal in your face. This one's more subdued compared to that, which I really don't mind. I actually liked Doom 3 when it was released. I actually played it on PC, even though I'm not a big PC gamer. And but yeah, if you liked, I guess if you like Doom 3 any way, shape, or form, and you were curious of like how Doom took the steps to get there, Doom 64 is basically the baby steps to get there. And I like the atmospheric take of the game itself. Like when you go into these levels, you actually feel like you feel the atmosphere, the overbearingness of this, I guess you could say, spookiness. This is a game definitely you should play with some headphones when you hear like the soundtrack and the sound effects. Everything is really freaking creepy. Like I give it to Doom 64. It did something a little different than usual. It wasn't just like pumping fist pump music. It was able to give a spooky atmosphere in a series that wasn't really spooky to begin with. It was more about intense gunplay. And that's not to say this one is not intense. It's just that not as intense as the classic entries and the more recent entries. You do run into a decent amount of demons here and there. You can't, and it's even there's traps as well in the game. Like when you're exploring, these traps could be like just environmental traps, like arrows or the ceiling trying to crush you and everything, or it could spawn a bunch of fucking enemies and you got to run around and shoot. It's not also easier because of the, I guess you could say, the lesser amount of enemies. I actually am playing on I Own Doom, which I think is the difficulty before the super hardest difficulty, because I felt like the game starts you off slow with the enemies. It's not too much, but it does increase by a little by little. But I wanted to like go a little faster with that. So I went with I Own Doom, and it actually was really fun. It never felt frustrating, especially with the you can save whenever you want option. So that helped as well too. So if you're not really new to Doom, I recommend playing I Own Doom if you're giving this game a shot for the first time. But yeah, with the gunplay, it's extremely satisfying. I've got killed a few times, and not just because I blew myself up stupidly with a fucking rocket launcher, but because they just like the monsters just jump you, and it gets like really hectic, and like it gets your heart beating, like oh shit, and when they, at least in I Own Doom, when they hit hard. So it is a intense feeling still, but it's not as I mentioned before, in your face extreme of like classic and modern Doom. This is its own little thing that again is more comparable with Doom 3. So again, if you loved Doom 3 or liked it or whatever, this is a good tryout. Or if you like this game and you want to know another Doom that's like it, that's in the entry in the series, try out Doom 3. I like that game as well. As I said, as I believe I said before, this game doesn't feel cheap either. When you die, you don't feel cheated. You just either did something really stupid or got overwhelmed. And that's basically how I end up dying a bunch of times. But again, like I said, it has the save option, so that kind of helps balance that out from you getting frustrated and doing the entire level again. Just be smart when you save. Don't save when you're like about to get hit or something like that. Because I believe this game doesn't have an autosave function. You got to do it every time manually. I can't really say how long it took me to beat this entire game. Some of the levels actually do feel short, especially in the beginning. There are some levels that I actually got lost in. Like I didn't know where the fuck I was going. I can't tell if that was the game's not bad design, but just weird design, or it was just me being stupid. It's either or, I don't really know. I actually had to look online to find out what the hell was I going, because again, I could not for the life of me find out what I had to do next. But again, yeah. But I was only with like 2 or 3 levels out of all the levels I played. So the majority of the time, I'm just having a blast shooting shit and roaming around, enjoying the visuals. You know, this is a 64 game, and it's still looks good. I actually remember, though. I think this was a little brighter, because I remember playing this on my actual 64 years ago and actually being scared of it. And it was like really freaking dark, and you couldn't really see that well. It's as if my memory serves me right. So they brighten it up a little bit, so you getting around isn't too much a pain in the ass, and you can see what's in front of you. I do wish they had more monster types. There aren't a lot here, but for what it is, it's not bad. I never found myself bored through the game, even though the monsters repeat a lot because of the level design and just the nice enemy. The perfectly enemy placements, like even the ambush spots, that create that tension I mentioned before with a big gunfight and everything. So it never gets boring, even though I'm shooting the same mode enemies over and over and over again. It's always a hectic, fun moment, especially some levels that just throw a lot of enemies at you. So yeah, I really recommend this game. This Doom is really fun, just like the other Doom entries. Like I enjoyed all the Dooms. It may not be as hectic as classic or the current Doom that's out right now, but it still has that tense feeling. It has a good atmosphere as well, even though it's going for more spooky than fist pump metalness. But yeah, it's definitely worth your time, and it has also this version that was released has also the lost levels that was made for it, which add a lot more levels. I think it's like 6 of them, which are all pretty damn good. I didn't have a problem with any of them. The only, like I said, the only thing I had a problem with like probably like 3 levels in the entire game was I got lost. I didn't know where the fuck I was going. But besides that, it's a great game, and you should give it a shot. So I hope you didn't mind my ramble, and for gamers' sake, keep gaming.